Welcome to Tidbit Talkin. This is a series that consists of spewing out assorted thoughts which arose from somebody who thinks too much, taking in, and generally loving various entertainment media by the boatload. These tidbits may be mini theories, observations, or simply jokes. Hopefully people will find them entertaining or at least interesting. And who knows, maybe they'll lead to others looking at what amuses them in different ways than before. Also, bear in mind that everything blabbed about in these videos comes from the perspective of somebody who's experienced every main story bit connected with whatever works currently being gone over. So spoilers are a definite. However, other works set in a shared continuity will typically solely be referenced in a way that only makes sense to anybody who's also experienced those ones fully up until their same time occurring points. Sort of a coded nod kind of deal. So, while things will be more fun for viewers who've indulged with an entire universe's works, nobody who has yet to do so will get non-experienced events spoiled. Now, with all of that out of the way, here we go. All Stars SMB3 was the TV adaptation of a play. This is its big-budget film counterpart, hence the fancy cutscenes and whatnot. On that note, e-reader-enabled courses would be part of a prologue or whatever, only available within the director's cut. The lack of fireworks in these classic areas does support this idea quite well, what with it possibly being because certain VFX weren't finished. Code-carrying card-created content contains craziness, such as faster scrolling and mightier menaces, because the Mario Bros wish to show off their improved skills after completing some star-studded ghost-busting escapades. Some of this for fun, fresh fierceness faced by Mario and Luigi, such as vertically traveling bullet bills, would have been implemented because production people know how much the sewer-surveying siblings rely upon muscle memory in their kingdom-saving adventures. On the flip side, sorta straight, skyward strolling sometimes shows up in puny picture-produced, perilous places because film-forming folks know that the bros need a rest from all that pest-pounding platform patrolling on occasion, but audiences can't tolerate too many scenes of card-matching games or whatever. Traditional breaks can't be that plentiful because time is of the essence on projects like this. After all, at any time, an actual assault from Bowser could occur, and everything not getting finished before that could result in many annoying release delays. Stupendously sized sloping supplement some soil segments because Mario had requested such sets after enjoying a certain secret slide some years ago. One extra electronic event enjoys the presence of both tossed vegetables and poisonous fungus clumps. This very well could be because a writer for the Bros bonus bundled Boo Birth Boasting Bonanza heard two tales of people protecting powered plumbers that occurred extremely close to one another and confused which aspects came from what adventure when adapting their shenanigans for extra scenes. The stunt people portraying Chargin' Chucks in these theatrical thread-thin thread thrashes likely utilize more aggressive tactics alongside relatively impressive gymnastic maneuvers because they heard tales of certain plumbers making their Koopa-commanded counterparts collapse upon repeated head bashing and thought that such a defeat was too humiliating even as an officially script-demanded fake loss deal. Vegetables probably defeat chain chomps, even though shells suffer supreme success shortages when attempting such feats because it's not traditional force that's causing combatant crushing in this case. Instead, oil or whatever from that greedily grabbed greenery gets lethal load-lugging links all slit, and they subsequently slip off their painstakingly placed hosts. Unlike in Super Mario World, boldly blinking blue blocks being blasted upwards isn't a thing. This would be because the director didn't want to show battles that featured less of Mario and Luigi's trademark Toad taunting talents. Musical note blocks still don't generate any particularly pleasant sound because the production staff was told not to make new and improved ones since there were so many old models still lying around. Ghastly galleries give growths grayness in e-entries because prop people couldn't figure out how to make them look all translucent and specter-like, so they settled on a rotting sorta aesthetic. Flinging forged financial flourishes form because Mario and Luigi have mastered magic that enables their terrific tosses to trigger target teleportation when what's getting hit is something created by mystical hoopla. The bros would have looked into developing such a skill after not completely collecting coins up in heavenly places so many times during their earlier excursions. Fierce frantic flapping follows folks landing upon parabeetles' backs because the things believe that they can make air current strong enough to blow away passengers, which happens to be all of them. Specific stones solely show whenever tailored tanuki-toting travelers take time to tomb trounce. This very well could be because the marble morphing magic wielded by soldiers sporting such suits takes mystical energy in from one's surroundings in order to work. Thus, there's simply not enough juice available for slab-slathering stealth sorcery whenever plumbers perform perfectly protective peculiar pounces. Of course, it'd be pointless to craft completely covert, carefully cut concrete clumps with fragile material, since doing so would undoubtedly cause many accidental breakage situations and thus make cleanup sessions intolerably frequent. Card Country created capes come with a meter matching their less feathery counterparts because they aren't actually instances of Dinosaur Island's patented power product. Rather, they are simply imitations made from the aforementioned air access activating anus adjacent accessories. This is also why they produce different sound effects when utilized, as only the feathers from Yoshi's homeland can make them with correct noise enabling thickness or whatever. Speaking of breeze blown behind barriers bulk, bogus back blankets being thinner is likely what prevent S&W spin jump from being successfully performed while wearing it. The force of authentic, substantial swanky shoulder slings must produce an air cushion or something that prevents one from dying when landing on spiky whatnots. Fish from faraway lands and their continent-crawling colleagues only show up during dangling disc-delivered danger zones simply because these scenes are shot in different locations. Combustion can't crumble, coldness cubes craving contents. Coin creature combo complete chill cancelling's cause could have something to do with the magical power present in most thicker than air mushroom kingdom substances and life forms, already providing a bit of warmth from within. The deceitful direction delivering, screen scrolling, slip sliding away activates at a certain late point could simply be an experimental camera technique. World E fortresses feature buddy-backed boom-boom battles. This could be the result of ones who originally defected to Bowser's army, making a shameful Mushroom Kingdom return and working for less money because they don't possess much wage negotiating leverage. The inventory could simply be stuff some backstage located folks are holding onto for Mario and Luigi. Those red, white, black checkered spinning blocks are probably for crazy games played by Magic Koopas and other teleportation-able Mushroom World inhabitants. Laser statues sport superior shooting control in advance because using more expensive sets means folks can't risk an accidental floor fire. This has the unfortunate side effect of rendering them able to kill ducking people. Bouncy bronze Bowser statues move like frogs because the Koopa R&D department got bored and happened to really like World 3's signature power suits. Head stomping is one of the only ways to mash Magi Koopas because they can utilize defensive magic whenever brain pain-free concentration levels are possessed. Koopaling killing comes kinda quicker in some late e-reader levels because the actors portraying them in these extra scenes simply didn't care enough to try very hard. Same goes for their makeup crew. The Mario Bros don't destroy mid-world fortresses after completing them. Boom Booms do in a last-ditch effort to crush their overall owning opposition. On a somewhat related note, perhaps the kings and their castles don't get wrecked when wand whisking occurs because Bowser's baddies believe doing so would drain away said trinket's magical might. There are new variants of the tile matching game that contain different images because product placement was put into place to help film financing. Galoombas getting trapped in blocks may be the result of them failing at super mushroom grabbing attempts. Those sending to random places trapdoors are probably powered by some kinda kid-punishing spell rebellion-concerned parents came up with. Specifically, spiky shelled fire-breathing ones. Advance's fancier backgrounds are simply the result of better camera technology getting developed after All-Stars, as is the dripping displayed when leaving pipes. Suits now get worn within bonus houses because going to Lava Land so many times has resulted in Mario and Luigi demanding air conditioning as part of their contrast. That drawbridge near World 3's castle likely connects to Toad Troop training grounds designed for forging fabulous frog suit skills. Dramatic thunderstorms during airship raids are likely caused by the Koopalings not knowing how to operate those newly installed magical temperature regulation systems that came standard with Skyboat stolen from rich movie studios. Warp whistles now produce a blurriness effect because the sets support sound supplementing stuff that kinda messes with their magic. magic. Punier piranha plants pervade pipes and giant land on occasion, because opening doors and undergoing size shifting is kinda tricky for them. Giant Koopa Bros are displayed properly on the map in advance, because after so many trips through huge enemy-filled lands, Mario and Luigi's brains can finally correctly comprehend them from far away. Those aforementioned amusement area applied adverts include the number 3 because production people really want to convince audiences that third times really are quite charming. Those magical size-changing entrances were likely installed near the castle so Toad trainees can always practice against foes sporting statures common in other lands. Bullet bill blasters being so plentiful in World 4-5 is probably the result of Giant Country's meat industry setting up shop there. This map's second fortress-contained bonus room-leading warp device could be some kind of gift from Pipe Maze that was meant to provide emergency exit action during worst-case scenarios involving rowdy, oversized wildlife. Bowser might have commissioned an airship fleet after his intelligence committee discovered that the legendary Super Leaves were about to come into season. The info Peach gives out in her letters likely stems from overseeing rehearsal and/or auditions of the various enemies involved in these productions. Goomba and/or Kuribo footwear can only be swiped when the owners get defeated from below, because bottoms are their most sturdy segments. World 5's Kingdom probably created that coin heaven producing magic. Also, it likely plays a huge part in weather control related sorcery, because not getting a grip on such things could lead to lawsuits or whatever if too much hail inflicted roof damage occurred in Mushroom World. That swirly tower leading up into Cloud Country was probably designed to leave tourists in awe over how wealthy said land is. Barriers block boom boom battle beginnings in advance. This is likely the result of casting folks being worried that they'd mostly defect to Bowser's bunch, like what happened during past performances. Small soldier super supply snatching, skip size supplementing, special skill securing starts straight away. This very well could be because Mushroom World's magical power is experiencing some sort of super surge as a result of rampant star and shine usage. This would also explain why power-ups stick around a bit longer. Tall tile Tanuki transformations, Toad traits of squatting super siblings. This might be the result of deeped-up desires destroying upper half contained solidity due to mighty muscle memory, both supernatural and physical. Side Strike Spark spectacular skill story seems like it was implemented for a signature super symbol showcasing segment supplying's sake. Closely related, sparkling silver stones seem to have been made both for the purpose of activating these things without tails and also so Koopa actors could feel safer on set. Bitty Barrier Blooper Birth might involve the larger one, magically transmuting ink in order to clone itself. This lonely island that solely features a perky piranha plant pair might just be a simple garden where the creatures are bred or whatever. World 7 is organized like a maze so that testing out different pipes of all shapes and sizes can be performed properly. Shell shield safety supported, super suit squatting, struggle stopping sky sent spikes, because while the things are powerful enough to hold penetration, they aren't capable of bouncing back baddies with their durability alone. Thus, while this garbed guard would enable it to survive smashing and whatnot, the wearers wouldn't be so lucky. Small cannonballs probably aren't truly immune to hurled hammers. It's more likely that Mario and Luigi simply don't have very good aim with them. After going through Subcon 3 times and partaking in several sporting events, Peach is now in good enough shape to at least temporarily escape Bowser's stronghold all on her own. This new credits music could be representative of the princess deciding to select a different radio station for once on this particular commandeered airship ride home. These kingdoms probably change their names on occasion to help increase tourism somehow. That post-game road map select deal could just be rehearsal-related memories Mario and Luigi possess. Panel pounding produced as pulverizing probably just represents everybody getting sent backstage at the end of a successful scene. Endings are a pain, but all of you are fantastic. See ya.